As Karl-Anthony Towns recovers from a calf strain that has taken what seems like 15 weeks now, and I know some people are speculating online that he probably tore a partial tear in his Achilles that they haven't admitted. I mean, I've never had a calf strain. I've had like a sore Achilles before, and I mean that stuff you just got to treat it with care. But there was a rumor, the Wolves shot it down. They said they're not going to trade Karl-Anthony Towns, but there was reports that teams are interested in Karl-Anthony Towns, and they view as this offseason as the best season to get Karl-Anthony Towns because it's the last year of his original extension, which he's only being paid $36 million dollars, and the following season he goes up to $50 million dollars in 24-25, so which would make him the seventh highest paid player. And with that being said, there people are expecting him, like if they do decide to trade him, now because this off season, because you can Carl-Anthony Towns $36 million. You could either break that into multiple small contracts, or you could take on that's a matching. So if you wanted to go out and get somebody, okay, that's to bring in. And this is what we've heard. This comes from John Krasinski of The Athletic. The Minnesota Timberwolves made a bold move in trading for Rudy Gobert. And the follow up to it is if when Karl-Anthony Towns returns and the situation doesn't, look better when Karl-Anthony Towns returns, we don't know what happens. That's what's led to some people speculating they could trade him. And Towns has been out since November 28th with a calf injury, and the franchise has tiled even more heavily toward Anthony Edwards in his absence. Zach Lowe on his podcast about potential chatter around the Wolves trading Towns. It has felt like the inevitable end game where, at the very least, it is something that is talked about between teams. End quote. Lowe said. Teams are already talking about it. There's no doubt that other teams are eyeing the situation and looking to see if Karl-Anthony Towns will become available, John Krasinski replied. And Krasinski says you can tell from everyone that he's talked to within the organization, they very much believe in Karl-Anthony Towns. They believe once he comes back, they'll have some time to build around Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Karl-Anthony Towns. They very much believe that it can still work. Chris Finch believes it. Tim Connelly believes it. They don't have any plans to trade him. But if the bottom falls out and shit hits the fan and they go forward that way, where there are going to be a lot of teams knocking on the door. And I do think overall, especially locally here, there's a lack of appreciation amongst fans for what Karl-Anthony Towns brings as a player. And I understand that. I mean, also as a Timberwolves fan myself, I think the hate from Timberwolves fans is Karl-Anthony Towns was hyped to us as basically what Joel Embiid is doing right now. Okay, Joel Embiid, Jokic being these perennial all-star players, and not even all-star, perennial MVP and all NBA player that Jokic and Embiid are. We thought Karl-Anthony Towns would be in that, mix, but they're not. But he's not, and I think that's the disappointment that T-Wolves fans have with Karl-Anthony Towns. He was supposed to be a guaranteed MVP candidate. All right, like he was the best big man to come out of the draft since Anthony Davis, and he was supposed to be at least just as good as Anthony Davis, if not better, because he could shoot the three-point ball. But he was supposed to be the best center in the NBA right now. Like all around, he was a good rim protector. He was a good rebounder. We thought he was going to be this 25 and 15 machine, averaging 2 blocks. But every season he got worse at rebounding. I mean, they moved him farther and farther away from the basket, which doesn't help his rebounding. And it's just we were expecting this MVP candidate. I think that's why there's not much of appreciation for him. So let me hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this situation? Are you guys in agreement with me? And let me know. But that's basically going to be it for me, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye, everybody.